will forever dread the sound of quacking.
It should fill all of us, or at least all of you all, with profound shame.
Yes.
That's not funny!
It is for
That
me.
is a little bit funny. I
It was.
have this great Pentacast there.
Where did we go wrong? How could we, the great and mighty Wicked Guild, have gone so horribly wrong?
Would you like me to draw up a list for you, alphabetically, chronologically, or color coordinated?
We could really boil this down by asking what any of you did right.
Well, first, the first mistake might have been putting one of the most not sure-footed, good balance people in a boat.
Yes, I'm surprised that with me there, we didn't decide to put me on the boat as opposed to Pentagast.
Exactly. She has seafaring legs. She's good on the water.
Yes, but it was a lake, see? And as you all know, Thief is much better when there's a larger puddle than a smaller one.
Oh.
Yes, and the small boat or dinghy, it's not going to sail itself. Naturally, she'd be helpless.
Yes,
mind you,
actually know how to
her to mention.
It doesn't have a crew, does it?
No.
Yeah, how difficult could it really be to row a boat? Honestly,
very fucking difficult. You have no upper body strength. I'm sorry.
If I had no upper body strength, would I be able to stand?
Rowing is arm strength. You have your quick-fingered dexterous. That requires speed. It doesn't require horsepower, actual physical strength. That's what you need to row a boat, and you can't do that.
Nope, we all heard it from her. I'm going to side with the Thief on this one. The Thief has freakishly large, manly arms.
That was not what I was going for. I was just going to say that I had impeccable core strength. Thank you very much. For obvious reasons.
So this is the Quackening and a gun show. I didn't realize.
So what's a gun?
Well, one of us has to have
those things from the Earth realm.
As you all know, I, being the only responsible, mature, professional person here, was securing the perimeter and ensuring that it received no backup or that no one would come in and poach the kill from us. So I missed a lot of what happened. What I do wonder is, why wasn't he tethered to a rope to pull him in when it took the bait?
He was. It just, we only had like 25 foot of rope, and I wasn't holding on because I didn't care.
The lake is
the rope went sailing out with him.
But it's like 1,000. It's like 1,000. It's long ways across that lake.
Yeah.
Okay, I mean 25 feet of rope wasn't enough. Who thought of this? I mean, I just got told what to do, and I wasn't really, part of the planning stage of this. I feel like I was. What is? I feel I was denied. Need to know. Yeah, something. Yes. Need to know information.
I feel I was denied critical need to know information.
Yes, that's what I was. That's what I was denied.
Before we get too deeply into this.
Needs to know.
Yes, that's true. Before we get too deeply into this, let us try to explain things to the people watching, because they're probably wondering what we're talking about and what our quest was all about earlier this week, over the weekend. But before I do, I would like to say, welcome to Side Quests, everyone. I am lordmagog. I'm joined by my compatriots, the Nameless Thief, Arcturus, and Pentagast. All donations through Streamlabs, Super Chats, and CASHAPP, so I appreciate it, as it keeps our treasury filled so we can continue to entertain you week after week. Please keep in mind, if you donate to the CASHAPP, put your screen name in the message. Thank you for watching. As you all know, we go on quests here at the Wicked Guild, and we finally decided who we were going to have as the leader of our party, so we struck out on our first quest together in many, many ages, and decided to take care of a small problem. The people of Mord Lake Town were offering a bounty for the destruction of a very large and annoying creature that has inhabited the waters of Mord Lake, the malicious mallard of Mord Lake, which is a rather large duck. a massively large duck. Wild magics had transformed a normal-sized duck into a monstrous great big duck. And we were tasked with killing it as members of a guild and accepting quests at this time. However, our plan went awry, so to speak.
There was a plan.
I suppose there was a plan.
Well, clearly Thief had a plan. I mean, as soon as Pendergast was in that boat, she was gone. I didn't even see her where she went.
You don't need to know where I went.
Anyway, yes, Thief did disappear for a time, and Arcturus, as he said, was cowardly. Guarding the perimeter. I mean, bravely guarding the perimeter.
Preventing any poachers attempting to get this incredibly huge bounty for duck.
Yes, very, very cowardly. I mean, bravely guarding the perimeter. So it was just really me and Pendergast for a time. Pendergast went out on a boat to go to the middle of the lake and try to taunt the creature out, because amongst all the party members, he is the only one with the ability to do the taunting howl. The taunting howl special ability. And
what does that sound like? Because I don't think we actually got to hear it during...
None of us is in range to kick him in the shins.
Yeah.
Well, wait, if it requires a kick to the shins, then why would we send him out on the boat by himself?
That was another mistake. Sending me and then not sending someone to kick me in the shin. These were critical steps that were missed.
But there were only so many of us, and Poe did volunteer to be the one kicking you in the shin, but as Poe would say, I would just murder him instead.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's...
Strictly speaking, to use him as bait, we didn't necessarily need him to be alive at the time.
Well, here's the thing. We had forgotten. Somebody had forgotten. Somebody who was in charge of the party, Arcturus, had forgotten to supply us with enough breadcrumbs to use as bait. And as he is a rather large duck, we actually, in context of a large duck, you need large crumbs. In this case, whole loaves.
Pendergast had that. He was eating a sandwich.
He was.
You left me. I was out there for hours, floating around aimlessly. Of course I brought along a sandwich.
Why didn't you use it to coax the duck out of hiding? There was bread right in your hand. How dare you eat a sandwich when we had no bread to use as bait?
But
isn't sandwich?
No, it's a sandwich. It's not bread. It's a sandwich.
Sandwiches have bread. It's a whole thing.
No, it's not the same thing. Once you add ingredients, the bread becomes a sandwich. It's no longer bread. You can't just take it apart and bring it back to being bread again. It doesn't work that way.
Am I to understand that you have the magical capacity to transmutate bread into something utterly, completely devoid of bread?
I don't. You're confusing me.
Meat is evolving. Now it's a club sandwich. If only we had a stone to reverse this.
Well, I mean,
guys, have you ever heard of an open face sandwich? Did you really need? Is it just? You could just hold on the palm of your hand.
Or alternatively, you could have just open face sandwich and then closed it like a taco.
I wasn't in charge of the bread supply because I have no bread. I am so poor, ducks throw bread at me. So why would I have bread?
I mean,
how you managed to be so broke all the time. And this whole thing was a complete farce. I mean, we're not going to make a fortune off of this. A duck, really? Even the bounty? It's not worth my time. I wouldn't have been there at all if I hadn't signed a Faustian bargain.
Yeah, and I don't really have a whole lot of bread, but I have a whole lot of dough, so there's not a whole lot I can do there.
She claims that, yet she goes on quests with us to slay a giant duck who has inhabited a lake whose loud quacking keeps the people up at night, and we're doing it for 18 gold.
I do it for the entertainment factor, dear John.
Listen.
You do it for the same reason I do. You can't say no to him either. It's in the contract.
It is a little contractually obligated.
Next time that we need breadcrumbs, if you have so much dough, buy an oven and bake that shit up.
I don't get baked on principle, thank you.
Well, something. Do something with that dough.
Do you know the Muffin Man? Because I do. His name is Pentacast. And he loves fucking muffins.
Why are we having relations with muffins,
we do not,
Pentagast?
Yeah, we don't. Let's not pry into Pentagast's sex life. I don't want to know. I treasure my ignorance on this topic.
Well,
never mind. Look, they're small, they're innocent, they're defenseless. It's perfect.
Speaking of treasure, we got a donation before the show even began from Octane Junkie, who donated 200 Cygnas to and says, for the side quest crew, please buy more muffins for Pentagast. Actually, he said just use it as we please, but I thought I, spice it up a bit. The language. I knew what he was saying. I read between the lines.
Mm-hmm. And in other dough news, we have some donations that just came in. One from Brian, who donated 55 Cygnas, an unexpected betrayal from Magog, and a power-up of their choice for everyone else. Everyone but Poe, that is. I like Poe, and he shouldn't have to deal with you people any more than necessary.
Thank the gods.
And then the second donation is from Moonshine, who donated 10 Cygnas to say, Magog, quack for some gluten. Seething stone.
Oh.
I believe it's just seeing stone.
Seeing stone, yes. I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I get what he was saying.
Yes.
How about we use Octane Junkie's 200? We're not going to use all of it because we got like a whole show to do. We're not going to split 200 Cygnas into 10 Cygna power-ups. Okay, so we're going to... Each of us have been activated at a time of our choosing, but I also have an activation from... Was it Brian who gave the activation? Yes, Brian. Thank you, Brian.
Yes, Brian. And then we do have some power-ups as well. The rest of us.
And there is a
55
super chat message in there as well.
Yes. There is a super chat from JTRW. Gave 2 signals to say attack of the giant cloaca. Rated R.
Isn't it cloaca?
Cloaca.
Attack the giant cloaca. Rated R.
Is it cloaca or cloaca?
Cloaca.
It hurts, so it aches. It's cloaca.
It's strictly speaking spelled like cloaca or cloaca, but it's pronounced Poe's most missed part.
Yes. So I use Brian's attack because there's only one attack per show per person this time around. But the rest of you can have attacks on behalf of Octane Junkie, and we'll throw in a few power-ups along the way, I'm sure. But you should all die on behalf of Brian. So...
I came prepared. That's some good poison.
Rude. Okay, fine. I guess I'll just go and perish then.
They all died fantastically. I would like to also thank Brian for this wonderful utensil he has brought me. Look at this awesome hand axe. It's great. I'm a magic user, but on occasion I like to enchant weapons to do my bidding as well. It's not just the undead that I can make do my bidding with magic. And this is going to make an excellent enchanted weapon to, like, throw at a duck. Because I hate ducks now. I am seething at the failure of our last quest. And I wanted to kill the malicious mallard of Maud Lake. I wanted to thrust this mighty axe into its eyeball and sink it to the bottom of that lake, never to be seen again. Or, if possible, drag it ashore and roast it on a really big fire. Because, roasted duck is fairly good. But that, I now seek vengeance. I have a lifelong ambition to destroy the malicious mallard of Maud Lake. This mighty Moby Duck, I shall slay it. Slay. Call me Magog. I shall find it and destroy it. I can't believe we failed such a simple task. We haven't really worked together on a quest in a very long time, so please understand, people, that oftentimes these shows are going to be us ranting and raving about what has gone wrong or right on our quests that have taken place, the side quests we've taken upon ourselves here in the Wicked Guild. So I hope you all do enjoy the entertainment value of future episodes based on our quests and antics and crazy situations we found ourselves in earlier in the week. We are here for your amusement. And to be fat fucking losers can't even kill a duck. Come on, Poe.
Stop wasting our skills then! Look,
it's a giant duck.
Command armies. I am the power behind the throne. You call on me to make a town disappear or blow up a fortress, not kill a duck so you can pay your bar tab!
I second that. I am the buxom buccaneer. I am meant for far greater and terribler things than killing ducks. Thank you very much.
Strictly speaking, if you just use your overwhelming power, why not just command Thief to give you whatever your bar tab is? They're rolling dough, they say.
And let's not forget Pentagast, the penile lumberjack, who can swipe a mighty tree when one swing of his... Never mind.
Of his what?
Strictly speaking, in hindsight, it's amazing the duck didn't choke to death on him.
Wait a minute. Perhaps the reason why the duck was not coaxed out of hiding for many hours is it was afraid of someone with a mightier penis than it.
No, it wasn't afraid. I was afraid.
Yeah, you should be. I've heard of what ducks are packing.
Look, I have a phobia that it's there, you know. I have a fear of the duck, all right?
Yeah, you
fear
should.
of the duck.
You should.
Yes.
If you ever get up close and personal with a duck's pecker, you learn a thing or two.
Yeah, strictly speaking, you're lucky you didn't get sent in dead because ducks are colossal necrophiles. And if you didn't know, their dicks can solve mazes, so what was your intestines again?
That's kind of what I was referring to.
Look.
Yeah.
I was trying to be a little bit more discreet about it.
I wasn't sent in dead, and I wasn't going, the idea was to not die. That's why I took along the sandwich. I mean, we've been over this.
Clearly.
I know, I could have done this now. Damn! But
wait.
If I wasn't so busy with my other duties, I probably could have solved this.
I did find one interesting thing.
Was that a seeing stone? Was that a seeing stone activation?
Yeah, you got a seeing stone activation, and the rest of us got. Then the rest of us got one of our choice.
Oh.
Oh,
okay,
so I was confused.
If this is being used on me, I can explain if I must. Look, strictly speaking, since ducks are colossal necrophiles, what we needed to do, in hindsight, was find its mate, butcher it, leave it on the side of the lake, and then when it came to Roger the corpse, it'd be so distracted, it'd be an easy matter to shiv it to death.
Huh.
That's oddly dark.
Now that I think about it, there was possibly one mistake I made, since the seeing stone was actually for me and not you, you fucking moron. It's just I kind of, thinking back on it, maybe possibly might have made a mistake choosing the hungriest man to go out on the boat. We maybe could have just used a magic spell to recreate the female mating quack of a large lake mallard and drawn the creature to shore where I could actually be of service to Pentagast, because I quickly realized once the rope had let all the way out and was gone, that Pentagast would be alone in the middle of the lake, and we, being on the shore, could do fuck all to save him.
Well, I mean, when I get kicked in the shin, it's a male call that I'm going to emit. I don't know how that would be female, so...
Yes, I'm saying I could have used a spell very easily to mimic the female mating call.
Oh, a spell.
Yes.
I'm going to stop you right there. I have it on good authority that this duck was actually a female, so I don't think that it would have worked.
Well, it doesn't really matter what it is. What matters is how delicious it would have been to roast it over a giant bonfire. We're talking about a duck here the size of a fucking horse, okay? We're talking about a very large duck.
Yeah. I am rather fond of duck.
Yes.
Where do we get the orange marmalade?
Well,
you can find
sauce. Yes.
Can I activate a Pendant of Praise just randomly on Arcturus as revenge?
What? Wait, what?
So you have to praise me now.
I am thoroughly impressed how in this situation that would have been a colossal waste of our time in general, because he wasn't going to end well, he's in charge of it, that you managed to turn a profit in this regardless.
Yeah.
Wait. We made...
Your business acumen offends me in its superiority in this context.
You're just mad you didn't think of it first.
We made money?
No. I made money.
She.
Oh.
At least I will make money when I sell this gigantic duck egg. Or whatever it is that hatches from it. I don't know how long it's been incubating for.
No, you shouldn't have that.
I have it, though.
Oh. Make a hell of an omelet or a baloo egg, one of the two.
I don't know if you know this, but large lake mallards that have been enhanced in size and strength by wild evil magic have a tendency to go after in revenge anyone who steals their eggs, and they are quite relentless in their pursuits. I hope you know that, thief.
Well, if that is the case, then I should probably just get rid of that.
Well, we know the thief isn't the one who has to clean that up now.
I have people for that. It's fine.
Also, this is a bit of a waste of opportunity. Wouldn't the duck coming after her have been an excellent opportunity to go ahead and kill it and thus claim the bounty?
I believe that the mallard will still hunt her down, seeking its egg. Had she kept it, she could have easily traded it for her life, even though it would have eaten some of her crew. But now that she's broken it, it will surely fly over her ship as she's sailing the seas and shit upon her ship multiple times until the sails will no longer keep wind, and then it will land upon the deck and ravage your entire crew.
Are we sure a bird that big can actually fly?
Well, dragons are massively bigger than a duck, and they can fly.
Yeah, but dragons have very special wings versus a duck has not so special wings.
Their bones are still hollow, and they are still very light.
I saw the wingspan on that duck. It did not look big enough to be able to handle that body.
Have you never seen a duck fly?
I don't think she has.
I've totally seen a duck fly. What do you mean?
She can't even spell duck, so I doubt she's seen one fly.
I can totally spell duck.
Because that ship has been coated in sticky white substances before, and it will be covered in sticky white substances again.
Well, it is the thief's unmentionables. I'm gonna go now.
We don't talk about the unmentionable, right? That's why it's named the unmentionable.
But you're talking about it right now.
Yeah.
I'm only talking about it because someone else brought it up. I made the rule. I get to break the rule. That's how this works.
Well, she's got you there. That's a rhetorical defeat.
Plus, it's more like guidelines anyway.
Oh.
Yeah. More like guidelines. Yes, exactly.
I'm still upset that you have the egg. That's all.
Pirate saying, by the way.
Or had the egg.
Please, the rest of you, don't forget about your special attacks or your betrayals. I gotta stop calling them that because this season they're called betrayals. That was Arturus's idea because he's our treasurer now.
I don't.
So.
Remember what I
idea
have.
of stabbing each and every one of you in the back.
So it's a betrayal of your choice. So it's whatever you want to activate.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, considering last show, if you watched last episode, we had trouble figuring out who will be the leader out on quests. Now, obviously, I am the leader of the Wicked Guild because that is my duty, and I'm the one who created the guild and all its noble standings. However, out on quests, we have decided that Arturus will be our treasurer. He will keep an eye on all the treasure and make sure everybody gets a share of the gold or of the spoils. We obviously didn't want Thief in that role because she would steal it.
No, I took Rear Admiral instead.
Yes, that's she's coming up the rear as our party's ranger. It's the closest fucking thing we have to one anyway, so we gave it to her. She likes to, find traps and disable them and, all the sneaky stuff, even though her massively manly arms sometimes get in the way.
Yes.
Yes. And we decided that I, being the leader of the Wicked Guild and master of this particular guild that I would take in the role of magical supervisor and researcher, leaving Pentagast as our leader on quests.
Yeah. Which means, because of my sense of how leaders work, I have to take point. Exactly what I didn't want,
should be the
why
point
I didn't want to be the leader, and now I'm stuck with it.
Pentagast,
I
is
feel
anyone
like
here
I've been
pointier than
railroaded
you?
or something. Shanghai.
Is anyone here pointier than you are, Pentagast?
No. No one is
Well,
more
there we go.
pointier than me.
Well,
no one's pointier than you.
I just hope that somewhere along the way I don't get stuck, you know? That
Don't worry, we'll bring plenty of mayo.
If there's a narrow path somewhere, we may have problems. That's all I'm saying.
I'll ensure there is a steady supply of mayonnaise.
Don't let them fool you. They all got drunk at the tavern and decided to choose the leader based on who had the most magnificent hat. And that was obviously Pentagast.
Again, what can I do about that? I can't help that I have a magnificent hat.
He really can't. It's stuck to his head.
It is stuck to my head.
I thought it was his head. Honestly, I imagine under that hat, it's just forehead all the way up.
That would make for some very interesting bone structure. I will say that.
What you mean, 5 head then in that case?
Oh,
Yeah,
this would be like 7 or 8 head. No, this is fortnight head, perhaps fortnight head.
Yeah,
you know, it's a couple of weeks.
For those of you in the Earth Realm, I shall translate to Earth Realm lingo. He's a Klingon on.
And I think I should take this opportunity to interrupt to read from my gracious donors who donated. Lunashine donated 10 signas to say, I'm disappointed in the size of that duck egg, but on the other hand, that exotic blue color means my eggs will be sky blue. Truth bomb. Is that a truth bomb on me? Or
I believe so.
Okay.
Oh. Well, that's a truth bomb to you to use on another.
Oh, to use on another.
You have to throw the bomb at somebody. Yes.
I have to throw it physically. Yeah. Okay. Yes. So, I guess I'll throw it at Pentagast.
Oh boy.
But we already know he likes cats and muffins.
No. There's a very specific thing that I would like to point out. You had that egg.
Yes.
That information was shared with me as with in the strictest of confidence. Yes. I thought that sharing it with you would just that you would also honor the Mallard's wishes and keep that information to yourselves and not act upon it, telling us where it had left its future offspring, and yet you went and stole it anyway. You weren't supposed to do that. It was. Look.
You told me something in confidence, thinking that I wouldn't act upon it, i.e., steal the thing.
Because it's a giant duck.
Yes, and I am the nameless thief. What don't you understand about that?
Thank you for telling us the truth that you and the thief had a secret deal to steal the egg, surprising absolutely no one.
Au contraire, he had no plans to steal the egg. I came up with that plan by myself, of my own volition.
Well, I'm disturbed by his implication that he had some sort of secret chat with a duck, and the duck told him where the egg was.
Look.
Yes, should we be concerned that he can talk to ducks?
I was stuck out there for 7 hours. At that much time, you're going to start picking up bits of information from quack, 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 quack. You're going to. There's subtle changes in tone, the length and length or shortness of the quack. They all have meaning. Okay, that mallard has feelings, and they have been trampled upon since it became this monstrosity.
So you now have the capacity to translate and conjugate present tense quackature?
I am Pentagast, and I speak for the mallard.
I think we should return to Mord Lake this week and try again, because I've always wanted to eat a sentient bee.
You you can't do that without eating it. You could, like...
I mean...
You just do that.
No, I mean, like, if we go back to Mord Lake, I could run it by them and see if they're up for that.
Okay.
Being as it no longer has a future to look forward to through its offspring, it might just be, I'm done with this. And yeah, sure, dinner sounds nice.
It can have
more
more
offspring. Suicidal or otherwise, you can tell it precisely who stole its egg and then smashed it.
I think the mallard might not be that mad at Thief. I mean, honestly, perhaps it likes its offspring scrambled.
It could.
It's definitely scrambled, that's for sure.
Ew. It's all over their floor now, you know that, right?
Yeah.
It is. It's
now you're going to have rotting egg. You have rotting egg smell now. You could have kept that egg, loaded it into a catapult, sailed by, say, the capital of Denoth, and lobbed the fucking thing at the king's palace. You could have had the most epic egging of anybody's house ever. And then you could have, even on top of that, paid, say, a large winged bird, like a mallard, or even a dragon, to fly over and drop huge rolls of bog paper that we used to wipe our arses with. Just huge rolls of bog paper. Can you imagine the epic egging and TPing of the capital of Denoth? It would have been sung about for centuries in bard song. But no, you just had to throw it on the floor.
You know what? Next time I steal an egg, I will not throw it on the floor, okay? It's your fault for putting it in my head that the mallard was going to come back and get me.
I would like to
I panicked, all right?
No, if we ever go through with this plan, I would like to suggest a title for this bard's performance. It would be The Hazing of Denoth.
Yes.
That could work. So before we continue,
we could do like Earth Realm has a TV show that's based on a high fantasy realm, which looks an awful lot like our world, which is very bizarre to watch from our point of view over here. Okay, but anyway, they have what is called like Game of Thrones. Like what if you went with like Song of Poo Paper and Eggs, like like something like that. Yeah, I could see.
Yeah,
I could see it.
Oh boy.
Well, Game of Thrones can take a sudden, surprising turn.
Indeed.
It did end.
Though, I regret now taking the responsibility of securing the perimeter and doing all the responsible stuff. Because look at this: Thief walks out the egg, Pentagast learns how to speak duck, and I've got absolutely nothing to show for my wasted time.
Yeah, that's what you get for being a coward.
Actually, Arcturus, you have one duty you have yet to complete, based on the quest that we accepted on behalf of the people of Mord Lake Town. The fisherman, the poor peasant fisherman we borrowed the rowboat from, since it sank into the depths of Mord Lake, never to be seen again by the mallard, leaving Pentagast sopping wet and floating upon his own buoyancy of his massive penis.
But no, that wasn't entirely me.
It was the sandwich, wasn't it?
No, it turns out that the blue liquid is actually equivalent to a potion of buoyancy +3.
Oh, nice, very nice. Oh. But either way, we now have to, as the treasurer, Arcturus's job is to figure out how we are to divide the sum of gold that we are to pay the fisherman back for his rowboat. So.
Yeah, Art. He could just bankroll it this time. He's got cash.
He is a nobleman.
Yeah.
You could commission an entire flotilla of tiny rowboats.
Yeah, I don't know why we didn't do that in the first place.
Just buy the peasant fisherman a new fucking boat and be done with it, okay? Don't complicate this. Don't try to scheme and pull it. You don't have to take this to court. You don't have to go to the queen and explain the situation. You don't have to do any of that. Just pay him.
Point under the table. It doesn't have to be a big thing.
Yeah,
no, put the sword away.
You over there? Yes, Mord Lake. Go!
Oh dear. We probably can't return there for some time.
I like. Fine, the plan is going to come for us, or at least for Thief.
Yes, and I thoroughly enjoy the occasional picnic to Maud Lake. All right, it's a very romantic spot to take my hand.
I mean, I will say that being out on the water, it is very pretty there.
That's a
Are
beautiful.
you actually ordering me not to have him killed?
Yes. We need to be able to take quests, and in the future, we have to cultivate a reputation of being not that wicked. We should.
You there! Go find the previous guy and kill him before he kills the other guy. Now, go!
Yeah, that works.
Problem fucking solved.
I like our
Sounds
curse.
like it.
I like the cut of his jib.
Yeah.
I like your style, Ark. Anyway, damn, this storytelling time is sweeping by, and none of you have used your betrayals. And don't we have more power-ups?
Yes, we do. We have one for Arcturus, and I believe we have one for Pentagas.
Look, I
don't.
don't.
Already used his.
No, I didn't. Wait, I didn't use mine.
Okay. What? So
I
you
don't
got
remember
two.
dying. No, I don't remember dying.
Thief got a power
Oh
up
wait,
for a truth
No,
bomb
I'm looking at the
and
one that
threw
I
it.
had yet to read.
No, yeah, okay. Oh my God, it's chaos. Somebody use.
I think I've hit my head or something. Maybe
Listen.
it's waterlogged.
Betrayals are this season's special attacks. The power-ups. We're gonna get this right, folks. We're gonna get this right.
Yeah. That's
By
what
the
I'm
end of
getting
this season, I promise you, we're
So-
gonna get this right.
So if I
there's also
activate
a
my
super chat.
betrayal, I die, right?
No,
That's how that.
everybody else does.
No, everyone else. What? Hang on. Is the betrayal the one where everyone else dies, or is that the power-ups?
No, nobody dies with the power-ups. You do take damage, but you don't die unless you're down to your last health point.
Okay.
It's simple. The betrayals are special attacks, which means you live, everybody else dies. One per
I
show.
want to live. I want to live
If
right now.
if you really want to die during betrayal and just spend 2 minutes,
No, I
leaving
want you
everyone
to
with
die.
nothing.
I want you to die.
I hit the crystal and it.
I don't think he had a betrayal in the bank, though.
We all did.
Pretty sure you did.
We all did. Didn't you hear?
Oh!
Look, I will appreciate the silence.
From Octane Junkie, you fucking nitwit. You fucking twit.
Die already! We're supposed to be dead! Ugh.
Goodbye. Bye, everyone. There, that sorts that out. Hello. I don't. This wasn't very well thought through. I just knew I wanted to live and I didn't want them to, so I went for it. I hope you're doing okay out there. I don't really have. I don't know what to talk about. Some things happened. Yes, I was left on a lake, stranded for hours and hours, and my only companion was the malicious mallard of Maud Lake. And we, they're very misunderstood. Everyone thinks they're a terror, and the quacking drives everyone mad, but they're a musical duck. They need to sing their song. They need to, sing the song of their people. And that's all it's trying to do. It's just trying to express itself through song. And I understood after a time, and I started to, get where it was coming from. And it didn't ask to be, turned into some gigantic beast from all the wild magic. It laments the wild magic and its curiosity at getting turned into the thing. I mean, it found a pool of wild magic. It was curious. It thought it was bread. It wasn't. It got turned into a giant duck. And it's really sad because it's alone, and it obviously there was the one offspring possible because of the one egg, but that's all. That's gone now, and I don't know how its song is going to change in the future. Anyway,
Yes. Thank you for that. There's 2 more to go. Thank you, Octane Junkie, for making my life so difficult. How many times am I going to get an axe in the neck this season? Who fucking knows?
Try aiming somewhere else.
At least 2 more times.
At least tonight. Yes. What are the ones we're missing? Did we miss it? Because I've seen alerts popping up, and I do believe there are some that we haven't got to yet.
There are some super chats that are just messages, and presumably Thief is handling their job.
I am handling the Streamlabs. The super chats.
I don't know what I'm handling anymore.
Well, traditionally, Ark, the Streamlabs have been handled by you. No, super chats. Super chats have been handled by you.
I will get them, but get the last Streamlabs.
Alright, from Lunashine, who donated 10 signas to say, Petias, give your Quibbler Quill to Thief and Magog for daring to speak out about the decrepit state of Thief's unmentionable.
What?
Oh, I could go on and on about Thief's unmentionables.
I wish you would. Please.
Yeah.
What? I missed. What am I supposed to do?
You're supposed to throw a...
If anybody out there...
Something about unmentionables, but what?
No. My boat, the unmentionable, which we shouldn't be talking about, mind you.
Yes. Well,
right.
The one thing I'd like to mention about the unmentionable is it needs a good keel scrubbing. She has let the barnacles grow on the underneath of it in the moist parts.
I don't appreciate.
There's a lot. You know what? You need to take better care.
I have not let anything grow.
No.
It just grows by itself.
Yes, but you have to clean it. You have to take care of your tools.
I don't clean things.
But it is what it is.
Baking. I don't take part. I have people for that. If they're not,
you don't have people. They're all imaginary. You have like skeletons laying on the deck, dead, and you talk to them because you're a fucking crazy person.
No one knows the ship sails itself, so I don't know why we stop pretending to have crew.
I have crew. You've seen my bilge cat.
Yeah,
you have men you have use for on the ship. They're not crew because they don't do anything else.
Yes, who's arguing here? It's supposed to be me and her. It was your Quibblers Quill, but...
out. We're talking about my unmentionable, which, we should not be talking about the unmentionable.
We're going to get this right, folks. We are going to get this right.
Growing pains.
Yes, it's all new to us. It's all new. Let me read some of these super chats that came in. JTRW gave 2 signals to say, how much dill, TM, dough, does the nameless thief have? How much dough? Well, she's got at least enough dough to need 2 rather large balls to stuff her corset with, because it's obvious those things aren't real.
I resent the implication that I have to stuff anything. Thank you very much. You know who has to stuff things? You, Magog.
Yes, I often stuff duck with stuffing before I eat it.
Ooh, that actually sounds really good.
I know, right? It sounds so fucking good.
I really wish we had gotten that duck. Why did we fail?
I mean, it would have been a pain in the ass to pluck it, but since Ark was so cowardly as to not, take any part in the quest, it would be his job to... Well, think about this, Arcturus. How do you expect to have gigantic feathers for gigantic riding quills and gigantic feathers for your hats if you're not willing to pluck the giant fucking duck that was created by evil wild magic?
Pluck the duck!
I didn't think about that. Oh, damn, we do have to go back now.
Yes, now we must
I am in agreement.
That would make for a splendid hat.
Yes.
Indeed. The plumage on that hat would just be ostentatious.
Very, very much so. We also got a donation from Race Jacobson, who gave 5 signals to say, Pentagast has bread, Ark has sugar in his tank, and Thief has yeast. Magog just needs some olive oil and grapes, and we can have a party Italian style.
It does sound good.
What sort of sandwich isn't very fattening?
Half a sandwich?
Yeah.
I love it. I love it so much.
We have another $5 Signa donation from Garrick. There was nothing there. It was just a donation. We appreciate your donation, Garrick.
Thank you, Garrick.
Our are stuffed. like duck.
Yes,
a gesture of appreciation for myself, and I appreciate your appreciation.
In the final donation,
really singing put up with them.
Oh, sorry, you were still talking, Arcturus, and I forgot that sometimes you talk. What were you saying? Sorry. I will get you that plumage. I promise.
Worse.
We will go back.
I need it now.
We will get.
I have a
plumage.
vision for a hat I can knock people over with.
Yes, it's gonna massive plumage. The next grand ball you attend in the Queen's Court, you will be the what's the term? Belle of the ball or whatever.
Yes, the belle of the ball.
Yes, and in our final donation from Super Chats from Uncle Russ, who gave 10 signals, say, Magog, did you get your magical powers by staying celibate till you were 30? I've heard stories about men becoming wizards by doing this.
No, it was 300, actually.
Yeah, some wizards gain certain abilities and blessings from certain gods if they are celibate for long periods of time. They do gain some, what we call blessings. But I myself fucked as many whores as I possibly could the moment I could afford it.
Oh, don't buy that. He's charged a lot of crystals.
So many. Wait, what were we talking about? Oh, that was all the... how many of these fucking things do we have left?
I do believe... Well, that wasn't actually an activation, was it?
No, it wasn't, but don't we have some in the bank still? Like, you people were supposed to choose
some.
And
so, Pentagast still has a power-up. I have an activation.
Betrayal.
Arc has... Yes, and it is
Betrayal.
I don't even know what's going on at this point.
Wait.
Sorry, wrong person. I will turn that off. Hold on.
Wait, no, I do have a betrayal.
No, he asked for his first.
No, he was correcting me.
No, he was clearly asking.
I'm not going to argue, I just want to watch them die. I was hoping to savor it, space it out a bit. But I suppose, these things happen.
I totally missed my head and hit me right in the cheek. That really hurt.
Try again. As many times as it takes, don't worry. I'm prepared to be patient and let you hit yourself in the head as many times with an axe as is necessary to ensure a thorough death. Oh, good. I think he got it. In any case, I have to have those feathers now. I'm going to have to get at least 2 of them on either side of a much more structurally secure hat than my usual floppy affair. I don't know if I can do it in time, though, because I'm pretty sure Pentagast is right, and that duck is going to beeline it to absolutely wreck the Thief's Unmentionable. Perhaps if I put an agent on a ship, but I don't know any gigolos with that low self-respect. I'll work on it. Meanwhile, I resent having to pay the bill to clean up the mess here. I shouldn't just off the old man. If he doesn't need to be alive anymore. He doesn't have a boat. And he's a fisherman. He's out of work anyway. It'd be a mercy, really. I jumped the gun there. I really shouldn't have wasted a henchman on that. Unless that henchman kills the first henchman and then kills the old man. Technically, I tried to stop it. I should be on the clear. In any case, let's see. Chat. Yes, victory to the Black Compass. Huzzah, huzzah. Why? Look, strictly speaking, Assassin the Grey, if by some chance you should kill the old man first, I will give you half the value of his boat. Also, I might need you to kill the henchman I sent to kill the henchman that I sent to kill the old man if you do that. Otherwise...
Now it's getting complicated. Why didn't you just pay the man the 5 silvers, signas? I mean, it's a drop in the bucket.
And he's a peasant.
I mean, fair point. I mean, I can't argue that logic there. Honestly.
His life is worth 5 coppers max.
5. Fair estimate. Yeah, can't argue with that one. Anyway, where were we? Did I read all mine? I read all mine. Let me check the other thing, though, just in case there's another thing. Well, there we go.
What lord claims domain over Mord Lake anyway? Maybe I should have some words with him.
Lord Mord, whom I hate because his name rhymes with Lord.
Oh, Mord.
Augustus Mord the Third. Fucking weasel of a man. All right. Can't even take care of his own domain. Essentially ruling over one small fishing village and this massively beautiful lake. All his wealth comes from tourist dollars. And now there's a legend. There's a new legend about some mysterious creature haunting the lake. So people come from miles around trying to stay up all night and try to catch a glimpse of this elusive creature who is, by the way, not a fucking duck. Okay, so they have two legendary creatures, right? It's not the Moby Duck, right? It's not the Moby Duck. It's another elusive creature supposedly inhabits Mord Lake. And apparently this creature in the dark of night floats around the lake eating sandwiches.
Oh.
And the chewing sounds of it devouring sandwiches makes people afraid.
This means I can never go back to Mord Lake.
Indeed, never again.
But the mysterious creature...
I don't want to be a tourist trap.
I need you to become the next cryptid of Mord Lake, okay? This is going to bring in big money.
So, big money?
No, okay, now, I'm not opposed to this, but I'm going to have to make some modifications, I think.
You were feeling so very bad for the duck earlier. Look, now you can go there and try to get it to adopt you, thus assuaging some of its deep sorrow over losing its only child.
Can someone please
want to be the duck's child?
Can someone please draw some sort of fan fiction of Pentagast riding upon the back of giant Mord Lake duck eating sandwiches?
I don't know about fan fiction.
That would be really funny, actually.
It'd be a lot funny if I was riding his back there.
Wouldn't that be fan art?
No. I have back problems. I don't think I could carry that much weight.
Yeah, no, it should be Pentagast, but put like a saddle, like he's got a nice saddle, because he likes the duck. Right. He gets along with the duck.
Yeah, yes. we're pals.
Yes.
I don't know as we'll, write to each other, but I mean, yeah.
And then in the background, you have Thief, like, stealing an egg, and Arcturus stealing large plumage from the nesting area. And then you have me up on a mountaintop, looking down on all of them, with a disappointed look in my face, like this.
Yep, sounds about right.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I'd like to...
No, that really paints a picture. It does.
Yeah.
Also, put me somewhere in the distance killing a fisherman that sold us a boat.
You could put that in there.
Can I activate, please?
Since you asked so fucking nicely. When is she ever that nice?
When she gets to watch us die afterwards.
I'm only ever so nice when I'm about to be unbearably cruel, specifically to one of my compatriots here. I hold in my hands here, chat, the diary of one Arcturus of Sarthos. I do believe I would like to read an entry this fine evening to close us out, just before. You see, this unique opportunity that will become a weekly thing, offered me the opportunity to steal his diary right out from under his nose. And so I thought it would be hilarious if we read a page or so. Dear Diary, today's social gathering at the Grand Hall was nothing short of a disaster, and I found myself in a state of sheer embarrassment that I never thought possible. My carefully crafted image as a distinguished nobleman crumbled before my very eyes, all thanks to my absurd obsession with ostentatious feathered fashion. The evening started promisingly enough. I adored myself in my latest creation, a flamboyant ensemble that featured layers upon layers of frilly colors, each adorned with an excessive amount of feathers. The plumage came from the rarest of birds, carefully selected to complement the hues of my already extravagant outfit. Little did I know that my love for feathered fashion would be my downfall. As I made my grand entrance, the gasps from the crowd were audible, but I mistook them for admiration. Oh, how wrong I was! The stares I received were not of envy, but rather a bizarre mix of amusement and bewilderment. I glided through the room, my feathered ensemble making a spectacle of itself, leaving a trail of hushed giggles in its wake. In my attempt to embrace the heights of fashion, I've become a laughingstock. The frilly collars and feathered extravagance that I once thought made me the epitome of elegance have now become symbols of my folly. I retire to my chambers defeated and vowing to reconsider my peculiar obsession with ostentatious fashion. Yours in humiliation, Arcturus of Sarthos.
Nice. I have here the diary of the nameless thief. Thrall's Day, the 23rd, 5th mortal age. How does one spell fairy? F A R R. I could go on, but you get the point.
It goes on for 3 chapters anyway. It's one of my favorite readings at the meeting that we don't have.
So how did you surmise that I was spelling fairy if I can't spell fairy then?
Meanwhile, it's not my fault. The feathers were clearly not... They clashed with my eyes. I had the tailor killed, and it was private anyway.
I knew you was trying to spell fairy as in the winged beings of great magic and long life, but you spelled it fairy as in the boat that takes you to an island. But I caught your meaning.
See, as long as you know what I'm talking about, it matters little whether or not I spelled the word correctly.
Who puts a butt flap in a royal garb anyway? It's not like it's a pair of pajamas.
Arcturus, I feel I have an idea coming on. If you had large, malicious mallard feathers, you could fashion into gigantic writing quills that not only double as a fashionable writing utensil, but also you can lob them from castle walls, impaling 2-3 peasants at a time.
The applications are truly in this.
Yes, and then you could tickle someone's ass with one from across the ballroom.
Who told you about that?